Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you are having a super fantastic sparkling start to Tune Up Tuesday. Yes, it is that day of the week where we make those little tweaks and changes. And today I've got a very interesting topic. So I started reading this book. It's very interesting. And in my mastermind group, we've been talking about this the past few weeks, and it's all about asking questions. If you don't ask, you don't get. It's as simple as that. And somebody had mentioned, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody in our mastermind group had mentioned a book, I think they had, called The Aladdin Factor. This one here. How to Ask for What You Want and Get It. And it's by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. And these are the guys that wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. So the link for the book is in the description. But this book, I've only just started reading it. And I mean just. I'm only on page 8. But already it is turning out to be a really, really good book. And one of the stories in the introduction is written by Jack Canfield, and he's telling in his story about early on when he was married with his wife. They lived on a hillside, and you had to walk down the hill, park the car up top, and walk down the hill to get to the house. And they used to go grocery shopping, and of course, grocery shopping, you got to get the groceries down to the house somehow. And so they would walk down to the house with the bags, and then he would leave his wife would stay in the house and start unpacking and putting the groceries away, and he would be making the trips up and down with the bags, and he started resenting the fact that she wasn't helping him. And it wasn't till a while later that when he worked out this resentment thing, they were at some course or something, when he worked out when he said that this was one thing that he didn't like about their marriage, she says, well, why didn't you just ask? And he was like, wow, why didn't I just ask? Because she naturally assumed that it was okay for her to start unpacking the groceries, but she would have helped him had he asked about it. And then it goes on at the end, and I'm going to read this piece out. There are 5 major barriers to asking what you want. First, ignorance. And this is talking about Jack and his story about not asking his wife for help. First, ignorance kept him trapped. He didn't know he could ask, and that it would be so simple. Second, an erroneous belief misled him. He thought that if his wife loved him, she would automatically know what he wanted and offer it. Third, fear was in control, not Jack. He was afraid of receiving a negative answer and further humiliation. Fourth, his pride stood in his way and contributed to his building up resentment towards people in his life. And fifth, because he had low self-esteem, he didn't feel worthy of asking for and receiving help he needed and deserved. So those are your 5 barriers. You've got the ignorance, the erroneous belief. It was number 3. Fear. Number 4 was pride. And number 5 was low self-esteem. And so I'm starting to read this, and it's talking about ignorance. And the first story is so funny. Well, it's not really funny, but at the beginning they've got this little story for ignorance. A story is told of a thief in ancient times who stole a magnificent coat. The coat was made of the finest materials, including buttons of silver and gold. When he returned to his friend after selling the coat to a merchant in the marketplace, his closest friend asked him how much he had sold the coat for. 100 pieces of silver, was his reply. You mean to tell me you only got 100 pieces of silver for that magnificent coat? Asked his friend. Is there a number higher than 100? Asked the thief. So when you think about that, it's sort of like, what do we not know? What do we not know? What is it that is preventing us from asking questions? Is it the fact that you're an independent person and you don't feel like you need help? Are you the type of person that you want perfection every time, and you always present that perfect front? So to turn around and ask for help would be seen less than what you are. So that's that self-worth thing, that pride thing coming in. So when you think about this, why are we not asking for help more? And me asking for help has always been a problem for me. There's times that I went into, when I was working in corporate, that I went into the boss's office. He wanted me to do this extra work. And I was like, I don't have time to do this extra work. I'm already busy with what I'm doing. I really don't need the time. I don't have the time for this. And so and he just dumped it on me and left me with it. And I was sort of like, I don't have the time to do, I really do not have the time to do this work because of my job at the time. There was no way I could squeeze in this extra project. And so I had to, because everything he had given me had always been done and, you know, done quickly, done to his satisfaction and all that sort of stuff. And now he gave me a project which was way too big for me to do. I could not do it by myself, nor did I have the time to do it. So I walked into his office. I was shaking like a leaf when I told him that I needed help to get that. If he wanted me to do that project, he needed to get me help in order to do it because I did not have the time available. And he knew what my workload was like, but he just kept dumping stuff on me. I was shaking like a leaf, telling him I couldn't do the project. So it's taking, you know, it's pulling you out of your comfort zone to ask for help. I know that. I have been there. I struggle with it every single day. There are times that I need help and I'm so like, oh, who do I need? I need this help. Who do I ask? Who do I ask? And there's people I feel very safe asking because I know they will not judge me. And then it's sort of like, well, I really need this person over here to help me, but how do I ask? And it's just a simple fact of going up to them and just asking them, knowing that, yes, they may say no. What's the worst that can happen? They say no. But they won't just say, no, I can't do that. They will say, hey, they may say something like, hey, I would absolutely love to help you. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the resources to do it. Can I refer you to somebody that can help you? So rather than, if they're not able to help you, if they're the right type of people, they will then turn and say, hey, I can't help you with that, but I know somebody who can. Is it okay if I refer you to them? And then you're sort of like, oh, I asked for help. I'm getting help. Yes. You got to look at it that way. I asked for help. They may not be able to help, but they know somebody who can. Yes, I made the right decision. And I struggle, like I say, I struggle with this every single day. Asking questions, asking for help. If you're not clear on something, if I'm not clear on something, I will ask. But asking for help is my biggest problem. Actually, no, I'm going to reframe that. I am awesome at asking for help. So we're going to reframe. Remember language. We've got to remember the language. If I say I have a problem asking for help, we need to reframe that to I am awesome at asking for help. And I need to repeat that every day. So I'm going to write that down so I can repeat it every day. I am awesome at asking for help. I'm awesome at asking for what I need. I am also awesome at asking for what I want. So I'm looking forward to reading this book. It is, like I said, I'm only into chapter 1, and I'm sort of like, I just want to turn everything off and go sit in my chair and read this book for the whole day. But I know it will be an information overload if I did that. So I have to restrict myself on how much I will read it. But I also have an audio version of this. So that may get played while I'm having lunch, because I like to listen to, when I sit down to eat lunch, I put the cards program up on the thing so I can play solitaire. But that's just a mindless thing. At the same time, I have an audiobook going. So I'm eating lunch, playing cards, listening to an audiobook. So that one is going to be going on my playlist, the audiobook for this. So, and then I can go back and read it, and then it's going to make more sense. And because I have the physical copy, as those that know me know I'm a kinesthetic learner, I have to have the physical copy to learn because I'm the touchy-feely type. I've got my pens are already working in here. I got post-it notes to go in here as well. So yeah, this book will look a little. Ask me about this book in about 3 or 4 days, and you will notice things appearing around the sides here from the post-it notes. There'll be more notes written in the margins and things, and more stuff highlighted in there. But like I said, I'm only on page 8, and the introduction starts on page 1. So I've only read the first 8 pages, and it's already had an impact on me. So our tune-up today is asking questions. If you need help in something, ask. If you don't understand something, ask. If you think you understand a situation but you're not 100% sure, ask. If there's something that you are resenting about a relationship that you have with someone, like Jack started resenting his wife because she wouldn't help him carry the groceries, ask. Ask for clarification. And when it comes to learning new systems, I am big on asking questions because I am one of those people that, show me how to do it, let me have a go, then hands off and let me play. So show me, watch me, let me play. And if I don't ask, and if I don't understand how something is done, I will ask questions for clarification. When they are showing me something, I may stop and pause them and say, can you go over that again, please? Or, okay, so let me understand this. We do da 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 da. And then they're like, yep, you got it. And I'm like, Awesome, we got that. And I'm busy taking notes through this whole thing as well, the whole process, because I'm actually onboarding with a CRM right now. And then, of course, it was watch me do, which is how I've always worked when I'm learning new systems. And so then it was like, what, let me watch. I ask the questions and all that. Then it comes in, and then it's watch me do. And if I get to a point where I'm not clear, I'm saying, hang on, give me a second to see if I can work this out. And I will go back through the conversations I've had. I will look at my notes and say, okay, my understanding is if I click here, do this, it does this. And they may be like, yes, or they may say, yes, but at this point, you can actually click this button instead of this one. And I'm like, why? So when I'm learning new systems, I have no problem asking questions. When it comes to needing help, it's a little trickier. But, the more repetition I do, the more I do, the better I get at things. So I am becoming awesome at asking questions. So that's it from me for today. Have a super fantastic sparkling day. Go out there, ask questions today. Pick up a copy of this book. Just click the link in the description and you'll be able to, it'll take you straight to the book so you'll be able to get it. It is, it's got some very little writing in here, but it's got different types of fonts, which I love, because it means this is when they're telling a story, this is when they're telling the lesson. So I kind of like that. And it's got, the chapters are very well broken. Oh, there's cartoons in here. Oh, I like this. There's a Peanuts cartoon in here. Oh, there's towels talking to each other. Huh. Okay, this is a cool one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a guy standing in front of Bloomingdale's with his hat out, and the sign beside him says, "Wife inside shopping, please help." There's cartoons in this book. Oh, cool. Typically, I don't flip through a book like that, but that's pretty cool. I found cartoons in the book. I'm happy. So we got words, we got cartoons. It's all good. Anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling tune-up Tuesday. Go ask some questions, and we will catch you guys later this evening. Hei konara.